Oh boy, I really wish it was that easy for people who experience alcohol use disorder. I want to explain in this video why for people who have alcohol use disorder or alcohol addiction, why it's not easy for them to just logically decide, okay, today I'm going to start drinking less and really exercise more control around my drinking. The reason it's not that easy is because when we experience alcohol use disorder, it impacts a very powerful, primitive part of our brain that is outside of our logic and reason. And so a lot of people who struggle with alcohol will try to fix the problem logically. They'll think, I have a good career, I have family, my health, why do I keep drinking so much? I better, try to control it and get this under control. But the issue with approaching it logically is that that's not the part of the brain that's being impacted by the alcohol addiction. It's really a more powerful, primitive part of our brain that is mistakenly equating alcohol to a survival need. And so logically, we can try to control the behavior, but something more powerful is operating underneath that is compulsively driving us to drink alcohol and drink it to excess because our brain thinks, hey, we need alcohol to survive. And the reason that the brain begins to equate alcohol to a survival need is because of the pleasure that our brain experiences when we drink. When we consume alcohol, it floods our brain with feel-good hormones, giving us even twice the amount of endorphins and pleasure hormones that we're naturally equipped to experience. And so when we drink repeatedly over time, many people will accidentally develop an alcohol use disorder, and their brain really gets hijacked by the addiction. And so it's no longer just this logical decision to drink less. It's much more than that. And that's why many people who drink excessively struggle to kind of moderate and control their drinking. But this is also why naltrexone and the Sinclair Method is such a revolutionary and powerful alternative treatment for alcohol addiction, because it works to reverse alcohol use disorder neurologically in the brain while someone continues to consume alcohol. And the reason that it works is because when naltrexone is taken following the Sinclair Method, it's taken an hour before drinking. And when that medication is taken, it's kind of blocking some of the endorphin reward that the brain experiences when it drinks, some of that euphoric effect from alcohol. And when this reward is blocked over and over and over again, the brain really unlearns the pattern of alcohol use disorder. And as a result, most people will experience more control over their drinking and fewer alcohol cravings. And it really becomes something that they can overcome themselves, and they can really get empowered over alcohol through this treatment. To learn more about it, check out my other videos I have here or the link in my bio.